My former business partner spent 11 years telling people I stole a patent from him and fought every audit request I ever filed. Last month, the judge ordered the review anyway, and I watched him fall apart in the second row. 11 years ago, I co-founded a small industrial sensor company with a man named Desmond. One leased unit behind a tire shop, a soldering station, a second-hand oscilloscope. The flow metering design that put us on the map was mine. I built the first prototype 8 months before Desmond came on. I have the notebooks, the dated firmware commits, and a provisional filing with one name on it. Desmond joined as an operations partner. He was good at it. Money, vendors, shipping. I never once had a problem with that arrangement. Then a competitor made an acquisition offer in year 3, and Desmond said the deal would be cleaner if the patent sat in the company's name instead of mine. I said fine, but I wanted an audit of the books first, because I hadn't seen a full ledger in 14 months. He called the request insulting. That was the whole fight. I asked to see the books, and he decided I'd declared war. I made him an offer. 2 parts, non-negotiable. 1, an independent forensic audit of the accounts. 2, if it came back clean, I'd sign the assignment that afternoon and we'd move forward. He refused both, then started telling people I'd tried to steal the design out from under him. I spent a year explaining to mutual contacts that I'd built the thing before he was ever a partner. Some believed me. Most didn't want to be in the middle of it. One guy kept telling me to be the bigger man and sign, keep the peace, let it go. I told him my attorney's position was that signing without an audit would waive every claim I had. He said that was paranoid, that nobody weaponizes goodwill like that. I told him if he believed that, he could sign it. He dropped it immediately. We dissolved in year 4. Desmond kept the company name and the customer list. I kept the patent because it was mine and I'd never signed. He's been at it ever since. Every 18 months, like clockwork, a new version, a post about integrity and engineering, a conference panel where he described having his life's work taken, an email to a distributor I'd just landed. Twice he contacted my licensees directly. I'd send a cease and desist. He'd go quiet a year and a half, then start again. I got married 6 years ago. My wife, Priya, knew all of it before we were engaged. We have a 7-year-old, Amit. Last month, it finally touched him. Amit's school does an engineering night. Priya had the flu, so it was just us and a cardboard bridge. A man I hadn't seen in years crouched next to my son and said, "Did you know your dad took something that belonged to me?" Amit is 7. He didn't understand the sentence. He understood the tone. He backed into my leg and grabbed my jacket with both hands. Desmond isn't even a parent there. He walked into a school event to say that to a child. I got Amit to his teacher, then stood in front of 9 other parents and explained who that man was, why he was there, and what 11 years of this has looked like. The room went quiet. A few people looked sympathetic. Most looked like they wished they were anywhere else. Afterward, one of the mothers pulled me aside and said that whatever the history was, airing it in front of everyone had been a lot, and that maybe there were 2 sides. I asked what she thought I should have done. I said I've offered the same audit for 11 years, and he's refused every time, because the day anyone opens those books, this ends. She didn't have an answer. Nobody ever does. My attorney filed for a restraining order the next morning and reported the incident. The school reported it too. At the hearing, his counsel argued the ownership was genuinely disputed. The judge asked whether either party had ever submitted to a neutral forensic review. My attorney stood and said we'd consent to one immediately. Full records, both sides, court-appointed examiner, starting today. I watched Desmond's face go gray. He half stood. His lawyer put a hand on his forearm and told him, loud enough for me to hear, not to say a word. The judge ordered the review and granted a temporary order covering me, Priya, and Amit. For 11 years, he called an audit insulting. He sat there while a judge ordered one anyway. The examiner's report is due in 6 weeks. The permanent hearing is the week after. My attorney walked me out and said he wasn't celebrating yet, but for the first time since I hired him, he could see an end to it.